Tutorial 5, Creating Panoramic Images. In this tutorial we shall see how easy it is to create panoramic images using your ordinary Android and iOS phones, and get started in using them in the ARSCADA package. But before that, we will just have a look at some of the terminologies used in panoramic imaging. Panorama is a picture or a series of pictures representing a continuous scene. So panorama is not a single picture, it's a combination of lot of pictures taken and joined together. Digital photo stitching is a technology that allows creation of photos with higher resolution and or a wider angle of view than a digital camera or lens would ordinarily allow. So we'll recommend you to go through this very popular tool called PTGUI. On this website they have given tutorials on how to take panoramic images and stitch them all together using this tool called PTGUI. And this website also has a lot of excellent examples of panoramic images created using this tool. Field of view or angle of view is the measure of degrees of view included in image. A typical fixed lens camera might have an angle of view of 45 to 50 degrees. A fisheye lens can have an angle of view of 180 degrees, and a spherical lens would allow you to have an angle of view of 360 degrees. So in this picture, this camera has got a field of view of 90 degrees. So if you rotate the camera around this point, then we will in the vertical axis, then we will need to take 4 images to cover the complete 360 degree view in the horizontal direction. And similarly, if it has a vertical field of view also 90 degrees, then we will need 2 more images, one for the top and one for the bottom, to cover a complete 360 degree image. Panoramic image formats. Spherical format is suitable for 360 degree view by stitching many continuous images. So if your field of view is less than 90 degrees, say if it is 30-40 degrees, then obviously you will need many number of images, hundreds of images to cover the complete 360 degree view. So spherical format is suitable for 360 degree views by combining hundreds of images. Cubic format is also suitable for 360 degree views, but it can be covered with only 6 images representing the faces of a cube. So cubic format is more compact but suitable for 360 degree view. Cylindrical format is suitable for 360 degree view in a horizontal direction only, but limited in the vertical direction. So this format is also suitable for certain applications. Now panoramic viewer software allows you to view a panoramic image by rotating it, by zooming in and zooming out. So we use the KR Pano tool software, as it supports all the above formats of panoramic images and renders the image on a 360 on a HTML browser or a browser with Adobe Flash plugins, and it has got excellent programmability. That is why that's how we have integrated it with ARSCADA. Now let's get started with the example of how to create the virtual tours. So if you remember from the previous demos, we have to start the Tomcat application, which we have already done, and our Tomcat folder, WebAS folder is the folder which contains the projects, the application, the ARSCADA application. So this is the folder where all our virtual tools are stored. So we have created one more project here to store. If you remember, in the previous tutorials we had project 1 with consisting of so many virtual tours. So for this demo we have created project 2, which consists of 2 virtual tours for a residential apartment for an architect. So let's see the contents of. So you can create as many virtual tours as you want for this under this project. So each virtual tour will consist of many images which you can navigate through. So for this tour we have 2 images captured using the Android application. So basically Android has got an app which lets you take many pictures, many images to cover the 360-degree view, and automatically it stitches on these images and creates a spherical image in JPEG format. And you can see this is 3.3 MB. So there are 2 images taken, one for the living room and other for the dining room, which are close near each other. So this is how the image, the spherical image of the living room looks like. This will be rendered with the rendering software. Then you can rotate the image, zoom in and zoom out, etc. And the second image is of that of the dining area. So we will see how to load these 2 scenes and navigate between from one to the other. So apart from that, there are 2 more files. One is the HTML file, other is the XML file. So HTML5 is standard HTML file as given in the Pano website. We have just changed a few things here. For example, the title we have changed, and we have changed the path names to suit our project of all the viewer and all the other folders. And the second file is an XML file which defines the view, the tour. So basically it's got a very simple, just 10 lines of code, but it's very important file, and it's important to understand each and every line of this. So the first line of the XML file has got a on start event. On start, that is when this XML file is loaded. As soon as its loading is complete, it will call the load scene script with the name of the scene. The name of the scene is defined here. So basically it will load this scene, which is defined between these 2 tags. So the format for the scene is name of the scene and the title of the scene. And you have the field of view, default field of view. When the scene is loaded, what's the view it should display. And then there is a field of view minimum and maximum, which defines how much you can zoom into and how much you can zoom out. So as you zoom in, the field of view reduces, and as you zoom out, the field of view increases. So these are the limits of zoom. And the next tag is the image, or the format of the image and the URL of the image. So as you know, our format is spherical and file name is example. That's all. And there is one more line here which says event. Basically this triggers an event to inform the ARSCADA package when the name of the scene, when the scene is loaded. So that's all about these are the things required to configure the tour, and we have to do a couple of more things. One is, if you remember, we have to change the index page to include the two tours. So if the AR home page has got an index page, which is the default landing page, so here we have to include the two tour names, which we have already done: project 2 residence and project 2 residence 1. So residence 1 we have not seen, but basically it is similar, same as what is there in the residence 1. For the demo purposes, we have just kept the second virtual tour. So the index page, we have to include the new tours. And one more thing we have to do is to include in the web.inf file, which is basically under AR, web.inf file has got a web.xml file. We have to include the two scenes over here. The name of the tool, name of the virtual tool, the name of the folder basically, and then followed by a scene. So this ties up the virtual tour with the ARSCADA package. That's all. We are ready to view our project. So for that, maybe open a browser and the two scenes systems are listed on the index page. If you navigate, this displays the living room, and the viewer software allows you to zoom in and zoom out. So maximum you can zoom in is, and you can zoom out to 120 degrees. So this is the dining area, and there is a kitchen on the left side. So we got another image which is taken by standing here at this point. We'll see how to load that image and navigate from this scene to the other scene. So this is the 360-degree view image taken using an ordinary Android phone, which I think it's 90% suitable for our industrial grade application like ARSCADA. So you can always get started with taking images with Android and then configuring your tool. So next thing we have to do is now let's say how to add the second image. For that, we have to copy the first this much scene and paste it to create the second image, second scene. Just change the names to make it unique, and URL for that is example 1, and we have to save this. Now to load this, we have to call this scene. So we'll make it scene 1, and let's see if I call this, it loads the kitchen and the dining area. So this is dining area and the kitchen, and this is where we entered from the living room. So the next thing to do is we have to navigate between the two. So for that, instead of calling on the onStart event, we have to create a hotspot in the scene 1 and call this script on clicking of that hotspot, and then we have to create hotspot in the second scene and call the script to navigate back into the living room. So let's change it back to living room, by default it will load the living room. Now let's create the hotspot within the first image. For that we'll have to open one of our earlier applications, maybe with the project 1. Let's say the tour.xml, because this is where we have got the ARSCADA components. Yes, this is where from this point onwards we have stored our. So let's say we will copy the component hotspot 1, which is a zoom icon, and we will paste it in this. Now the location is random, 15 degrees, 25 degrees. We will see how to adjust that, and then we have to change the script. So basically we have to have this script called here, and we call it living room 1. So on click of the hotspot, this image will be loaded. And one more thing we can do is maybe we can change the zoom factor, and Z order doesn't matter. Z order is required when you have overlapping scenes, even if, and then which one should take which one should be in the front and which one should be in the back is decided by the Z order. So we'll just leave it at that. That's it. Now we have created a hotspot at some random location in the scene 1, which is living room. By click of that, we should go enter the room 2. So let's see. Yes, our hotspot is created. If I click here, it will take me to the dining room. Now we have to configure navigation from the dining area to the living area. So for that we will copy this and paste it within the scene. So remember, it should be before the end of the scene tag and after the first scene tag. And now here we have to navigate from room 2 to room 1. Sorry, from dining area to living area. So that's it. I think if we save this and load the tour again, we are by default loading the first scene. With this we navigate into the other area, and if I click here, it takes me back to the living room. Now only thing we have to do is, now the position of the hotspot is not suitable. Actually we should keep the hotspot somewhere here, because this is the depth. So here enter the other room, and in the other kitchen scene we should put the change location of the hotspot. So for that, what we need to do is we have to get exact coordinates. For that, what we will do is that we will take the cursor position symbol and place it anywhere in the scene 1, and we'll do the same thing for the other scene, which is here, so anywhere inside the scene. Now there is no changes to be done here, and if we save this, and now if we open a scene, now the cursor position has come here. Now we need to know the coordinates of this point. So just click the cursor position and click over here. So the coordinates of this is 114 and 9. So let's open this, change the coordinate of the first cursor. Coordinates, if you remember, are 114 and 9. 9.8. So 114 and 9.8. So save this. Now similarly, let's see the coordinates of the others. We have to change the coordinates of this. So we have to place that here. So let's see the coordinates of this point. It's minus 132 and 7. So this hotspot minus 132 and this is 7 degrees, let us say, and save this. Now we have to reload this arrow. So as you can see, the hotspot has moved here. So the hotspot image could be anything, but by clicking on this you enter the dining area, and for the dining area, if you click here, you are back to the living area. So this is how we have to, if you're any of the tour in your plant, you can take hundreds of images, keep on adding images as and when the requirements change or your operators request for more images using a simple Android phone, and later on you can replace them with a high resolution images taken by a photographer, professional photographer, and that's how you can now place all the ARSCADA components to view on some sensors or some equipment. By clicking on that, it will pop up the table, and you can also give the button and the spinner input components. Using those you can switch on, switch off motors and pumps and valves and things like that, and get started with your ARSCADA without having to spend a lot on taking the very high resolution images. So that's all about this demo. Thank you for watching.